All right, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to Pensacola, Florida for the Lady Eagles' second home match of this young 2025 season. We are thrilled to welcome you into the Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. I'm Garrett Ordway, and joining me tonight on the commentary is Carrie Ordway. We're really excited for this matchup against the United States Sports University in their inaugural season. We'll look for the Lady Eagles to come out strong against this opponent from over in Fairhope, Alabama. The Lady Eagles have had some great wins lately, some great play against some tough competition as well. They're looking to continue that here. We'll finish up warm-ups in the next couple of minutes and join you after prayer, national anthem, and the starting lineups.
The National Christian College Athletic Association is committed to the true spirit of competition and upholding the four core values of the game plan for life: love, integrity, faith, and excellence. We ask that each participant, official, and spectator join us in exhibiting these Christ-like characteristics and help create a positive environment in which to enjoy today's competition. Welcome to the Nest, the home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. Today's season opening match is between the United States Sports Academy Eagles and your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles. At this time, please stand for prayer and remain standing for the national anthem. Dear Heavenly Father God, I thank you for this day that you've given to us. Thank you for this opportunity to enjoy the game of volleyball. I pray that you would keep the officials, the players, and everyone in attendance safe tonight. I pray that we would exemplify Christ in everything we say and do. In Jesus' name I pray, amen. Today's sports medicine coverage is provided by Baptist Healthcare and the Andrews Institute for Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the official sports medicine provider for Pensacola Christian College. To learn more about the outreach program and available sources, please visit andrewsinstitute.com. Starting tonight for USSA, number 1, Cecilia Craig. Number 5, Aubrey Lamb. Number 6, Jaya Dupree. Number 8, Vera Burns. Number 9, Aubriana Tucker. Number 10, Emery McMurtry. And number 11, Oriana Morin. USSA is led by Coach Kelly Troutman. And now, the starting lineup for your Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles! A junior from Mount Vernon, Texas, number 1, Anna Stevens. A junior from Hartland, Maine, number 2, Hope Brooks. A sophomore from Somerset, Kentucky, number 7, Olivia Boyd. A senior from Pensacola, Florida, number 13, Allie Whiting. A junior from Bucks County, Pennsylvania, number 14, Lissy Metzger. A sophomore from Hanson, Georgia, number 15, Sydney Anderson. And a freshman from Sulphur, Louisiana, number 17, Madison Kendall. The Lady Eagles are led by Coach Ryan Vanderbo and assistant coach Kenzie Folker.
All right, well, we've heard the starting lineups, and we are excited for the match ahead of us this evening. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the Nest here in Pensacola, Florida, home of the Pensacola Christian College Eagles. I'm Garrett Ordway, and joining me tonight is Carrie Ordway. Lady Eagles coming in with the current record 6-4, 2 of those losses in 5 sets. Some good, strong play from the Lady Eagles over the last couple of weeks leading up to this match against the United States Sports University. Carrie, what have you seen in the Lady Eagles the last couple of weeks for them to build on and be able to perform well in the match this evening?
This particular team has really come out with a lot of aggression this year, a lot of really strong play, serving hard, swinging the ball hard. But I think at this point, this is an opportunity for them to take a moment to really focus on the fundamentals in this particular match. Based on the record, they've never played the United States Sports Academy before, but based on some of the common opponents they have, this is one of those teams that they are prepared to come in and to do well against. But this is one of those opportunities that you really have to really dictate the pace of the game yourself.
Yeah, certainly we'll look for the Lady Eagles to get off to a good start, coming off of some, strong competition against Faulkner University up in Montgomery last Tuesday. They said after their match Saturday evening, it felt like the game was starting to slow down for them. They were starting to read plays well. They were starting to really feel that rhythm and that pace that they need to perform at their best.
Yeah, and this is a great opportunity to build on that feeling of, they've already felt how they've improved throughout the season, and just potentially a match where they can calm down a little bit and really focus on what they're doing.
Metzger, Whiting, wide for the freshman Candle, off some hands, still up, and now it's down. Felt like almost every Lady Eagle got some part of that play.
This team has done a good job. Many of these players, even the ones who have played together before, have not played in the rotation or in the positions that they're playing this particular season. So a lot of that has been new. A lot of the chemistry has been new, even for players who have played together for multiple seasons. So once again, they have good chemistry coming into this part of the season.
Yeah, certainly a strong attack out of the middle there from Vera Burns from United States Sports Academy. That's one way that you're looking to set up your defense with that strong block in the front. We'll look for them to close that gap over the course of the evening. McMurtry back to serve. Whiting up high for Boyd. In the middle for Anderson. Off some hands. Played up by
And one of those fundamentals that we can look to see the Lady Eagles work on this particular match is even just serve, receive, and a couple of different aspects of that. One, trying to get as good of a pass as possible up to their setter to give her all the hitting options available, but also getting the setters more reps with working a little bit out of system, getting them comfortable with not only running but then making a play, still a strong player on the ball.
Yeah, great kill on that overpass there by Anderson. Candle with the service error. And the point will go back to the United States Sports Academy Eagles. Candle up high, Boyd. There for Metzger, rolled. Good play there from Metzger. Blocked by Anderson. We saw a smart play out of Metzger, avoiding the error. Anderson taking care of it in the middle.
Yeah, Metzger not only avoiding the error, but also placing that ball well, forcing their opponents out of system. But then Anderson just showing that really phenomenal timing that she's been honing over the course of the last couple of seasons.
Yeah, certainly one of the nation leaders in blocks in the middle there, Sydney Anderson. And that ball off the antenna, point for the Lady Eagles. Anderson to serve. Back corner, still alive, and now it's down. An ace there. That's something that I know Coach Vanderbo has been stressing, service pressure, but reducing the service errors. Anderson. Free ball coming over. Anderson. Boyd in the middle for Stevens. Off some hands, up by the Sports Academy. Off some hands, Anderson again to Boyd. This time to Metzger. Tipped and touched, still playing. Good swing. Allie Whiting on that right side.
Just some really good play there. You know, Anderson, of course, is one of the team's leading offensive players, but getting thrown into defense there and holding her own, getting some really good passes up to Boyd to work with.
Yeah, that dipping serve played, but not able to get it over on that third swing. Point again for the Lady Eagles. And we will, as the Lady Eagles storm out to a 9-2 lead, see our first time out of the evening. We'll take a short break and rejoin you shortly. All right, strong start for the Lady Eagles. They've used some of the errors from the United States Sports Academy to their advantage. Put on a strong display of defense and offense in their own right as well.
You mentioned earlier trying to strike that balance between applying pressure but also being consistent, avoiding unforced errors. And that is a delicate balance to find. And another opportunity that games like this provide is some exploration, some opportunity to explore, you know, where exactly is that line? How much pressure can you apply while not accumulating those unforced errors?
Yeah, and I think we saw there at the net, Metzger with the first one and then Stevens with the second attack there on those overpasses. And I think that might be one of the things I'm taking so far from this season is there's plenty of the same players from last season, but they're all growing.
Right.
They're all maturing. They're all improving their game, even as we get deeper into this season. Metzger on the outside, off some hands. We play on. Ball comes over. Anderson. Boyd up for Whiting. Little inside. She takes it. Oh, just a bit long. No touch given there. And it'll be... See, looks like Tyner to serve. 12-3. Lady Eagles lead early. Some consistent play. help them to this advantage. Brooks, Candle, Metzger to receive. It's Candle. Boyd gets it up high for Metzger. A bit off the net. She rolls. Diving dig there. Good positioning, just a little too hot to handle.
And Metzger's, she's been doing a good job of working with the sets she's been getting. But this is one of those, I think the Lady Eagles, if they see, their sets getting a little bit closer to the setter, a little bit closer to the net, they're going to open up their hitting opportunities so that they can fully use a hitter like Metzger.
Oop, that one just a bit tight for Boyd to get to on the net. Coach Vanderbilt using a 6-2, and I think the down official there, Boyd had looked like she had gone a little early on the last one. I think she was maybe getting a little bit of instruction to not go that time. Oh, blocked in the middle!
Speaking of ways that this team is growing and improving this year, their block is one area that they have worked on extensively this season, but also we've just seen a ton of growth with their ability to close the block, to anticipate where hits are coming from, and that's been vital in their success.
Good dig there by Whiting. Boyd with the roll. In the middle. Long and too long, point for the Lady Eagles. Really good job there by Whiting to get that ball up.
And we saw the libero Hope Brooks step in and take that set. One of the things that we were actually talking about before the match is the fact that this team being so athletic, it seems like every single person on this team could step in and set. They all have, really good setting hands, and Brooks displayed that on that last play.
Yeah, certainly Whiting back serving now will come up and set in this particular rotation. Boyd now moving into the front row. And you saw when Brooks had made that set, Boyd was in that back row, so she just gave the rollover. Sometimes it's tempting to want to go get it, but you have to remember where you're at, where you started the play. Whiting, strong service here out of Whiting, and we'll have our second timeout by the United States Sports Academy Eagles. Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles leading 17-5. All right, 2 timeouts afforded per set to each team. United States Sports Academy using both there. Evie Rurik subbing into the front row for Anna Stevens. Back row attack. Whiting for Metzger. Good swing, dug up. And the free ball comes outside of the antenna, point for the Lady Eagles.
And that was, of course, that characteristic strong swing from the outside that we've come to expect from Metzger. But all of that was set up by a picture-perfect pass from Candle up to the front row. And those are the types of passes that the Lady Eagles, as they get those more often, they're going to see their offense open up even more than what it has already.
(19-5) Lady Eagles lead. Back set. Whiting gets it up high. Brooks will take the set. Gives it to Boyd. Swing, looking for a touch. None given. Point to the Eagles. Lamb back to serve.
I'd really like to see the Lady Eagles get a good solid pass up to Whiting and for them to be able to incorporate Evie into this play coming in the middle.
Okay, high pass. There it is. Evie right in the middle. Finds the line.
And a smart play by Evie. She realized, she had her timing a little bit off, but still managing to make a play, and still a smart play even off of that.
Yeah, those are challenging when you try to go really tight to the net. That line feels a little closer than you realize sometimes, but that one was a great attempt there by, ball still in play. Up high. Candle with the roll. Up high. Candle. Tight for Whiting. And just out of the reach of Rurik.
And when you talk about the pace of the game slowing down for the players, those are the types of plays where you want the game to be slowing down enough that, that's where they want to have another perfect pass up to the setter so that she has all of her hitting options open.
Brooks watches that serve go long. As the libero, she certainly brings a steady consistency to that back row.
And she has really developed that consistency over the course of the last few years. She's a junior on the team this year and just has gotten in a lot of reps over the course of the last 3 seasons.
And that elicits some noise out of the home crowd. Anderson in the middle on the overpass. And here's Brooks again. That one a bit deep.
You follow up an overpass like that and you're feeling all the energy, and just having the discipline to hold back a little bit after that excitement is sometimes difficult.
Dupree to serve. Candle. Whiting. Wide for Anderson. That's something we've seen a little bit out of Anderson this season, is these first swings. Occasionally she's on the outside and takes a big rip.
Yeah, she's definitely gaining a lot of confidence in swinging there from the outside position, and that's become a really solid play for the Eagles to use on that first offense on serve receive.
Anderson with the block, still in play. Free ball comes over. Boyd. Brooks gets there. Whiting. Good hands. The attack coming off the block. Metzger gets it up high to Boyd. Here's Candle on the outside. Big swing off the hands of down.
That was a smart swing by Candle. You saw her go up very, not cautiously, but she was purposeful in how she was going up. She took a little bit off her swing, making sure that she kept that ball in play.
Oh, and just in between the block there, another set point for the Lady Eagles.
And as the Eagles, you want to finish this first set emphatically. You don't want to end on a win this set on an unforced error.
McMurtry with the serve. Boyd gives the free ball. Wide for Davis. And the Lady Eagles score, ending that first set 25-9. Emphatic first set victory here at home for the Lady Eagles. We've got a couple minutes off between this first and second set. We'll rejoin you in just a few minutes.
Mini volleyballs with numbers on them. If you have the number 17 volleyball, you have won a gift card to 7 Brew. If you have the number 17 volleyball, come down to the scorer's table and claim your prize. Let's be loud for your Lady Eagles in the second set.
Well, you can tell them you want
intermission, another round of mini volleyballs are headed your way.
Oh yeah, we were supposed to get stats. All right, welcome in for set 2 here for the Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles against the United States Sports Academy Eagles. Lady Eagles taking the first set 25-9. What'd you like from that first set, Carrie?
You know, we saw some good offense, some strong swings out of the Eagles. We also saw some smart play several times. The players prioritizing keeping the ball in play rather than taking a hard swing. So we saw them striking that balance a lot in the first set. I think that's definitely something that they will be looking to continue here in the second set.
Yeah, certainly 5 service aces, 8 kills for the Lady Eagles in that first set. Hope Brooks gets us started. And that swing goes long. Lady Eagles score first.
Games like these can also be a challenge in that it's hard to maintain a high level of pressure as well as energy when the game itself is not providing that. You know, I think when the first time out was called in the first set, the score was 9-2,
right.
Lady Eagles up, and that's sometimes hard when you don't have that external pressure. So this is where you can really see the discipline and the character of the team shining through when they can still push through.
Yeah, you know, and I think one thing that Coach Vanderbo brings is some of that energy on the sideline. Over there, kind of their hype man sometimes. Great job on the free ball by Brooks. Still up. Here we go. Boyd gives the free ball. Staying in the point, the Lady Eagles. Wide swing here for the Eagles, and it's just falling outside the reach of Brooks.
Really great hustle by the Eagles, but a good offense there by the United States Sports Academy. And that's one of those plays where, as a back row defense player, you're really relying on your block to cut off that portion of the court.
Oop, missed pass there. And maybe just a deep breath needed after running all over the court for that last play. They'll settle in here and look to get a good pass up. Into the net, gives the point to the Lady Eagles.
After a frantic couple of plays there, this is where you really want to be able to show yourself that you can come back in and calm down the pace of the game and dictate the pace of the game as well.
Off the tape there. Falling just inside the court. The stat sheet says, surprisingly, Metzger had no kills in that first set, but she certainly put the Sports Academy in some really tough positions throughout that first set. Sometimes maybe the stats aren't quite telling the whole story, and certainly that's the case with the variety of offense the Lady Eagles have been able to generate. 5 players with kills in that first set. Free ball coming over. Lady Eagles set their offense up. Boyd, wide for Metzger. And there it is.
And one of the things that I was getting ready to say, when you have an entire set without one of your players like Metzger getting a kill, often that's indicative of the fact that you might not have been getting as clean of passes up to the set as what you could have been, and that sometimes often will hamper the effectiveness of your offense. And we saw that actually in reverse on the last play where Metzger did get that kill. Just a perfect set pass up to the setter gave her Metzger plenty of opportunity to.
Yeah, and certainly it held off the block a little bit. They had to wait to see if the ball was going to Anderson there in the middle.
Yeah, being able to set up those one-on-one matchups, that's one of the greatest benefits of having a good pass, is that the defensive block, they're not sure where that set is going to go because the setter has 3, potentially 4 hitting options available, counting back row.
Yeah, 6'4", Candle in the right position, but unable to quite get that pass to someone. There it is. Boyd gets it wide. Anderson off the right side. Wide for Davis. Block was there. Back row attack. Rolled over. Whiting gets it up high. Boyd gets it over. Metzger gives the free ball. Deep free ball. Played by the Eagles. Tipped. Whiting was there. Boyd in the middle for Anderson. Big swing against the kill.
And finally, on that last play, we saw the Eagles finally settle in and start really dictating the pace of the play. Up to that point, they had been pretty reactive to what was coming over, but we saw them solidly take control.
Abby Minton subbing in for Anderson to serve here. Swung. Oh, Stevens on the block was there, but it just fell in front of her. And we'll have a quick sub before the libero Brooks enters in the back row. Lamb to serve for the Eagles. (7-5) Lady Eagles lead in this second set. They took the first set 25-9. Whiting to serve. She had quite an extended service run in the first set. Dug up there. Brooks gets it over to Metzger. With the roll in the middle. Dug up high. Swing comes. Whiting. Brooks gives it to Metzger. There's the swing. Dug up. Tight. Oh, tipped over. That was a really nice play there by the Eagles.
A couple of sneaky plays by the United States Sports Academy, but earlier in that when their setter took that ball onto and hit it over, it was no surprise to me at all that Whiting was able to read that, and she was prepared for that. Whiting has one of the highest, I think, volleyball IQs on this team, and she is so good at reading plays, especially reading an offense.
Macy Johnson subbing in here for the Lady Eagles. And okay, without Whiting, Metzger, the current captain on the court. And here it comes, Brooke. Big swing by Boyd. Hits it into the block, and it's down for a score.
In a great first set there from Macy Johnson. She's one of the freshmen on the Eagles team this year, coming in as a sophomore, but her first year playing on the team.
Metzger with the service error. Keeping the United States Sports Academy in this first set with some of these unforced errors. Stevens with the kill. Really good swing there from a tough position.
That was a tough angle to be swinging from. And Stevens was swinging out of her normal position, normally playing there in the center.
Brooks with the serve. Slide attack. Blocked. Anderson kills the overpass.
And Anderson reading that slide so well, knowing what to anticipate there. (11-7) Lady Eagles lead.
Deep, dug up high though. Ooh, pushed into the net. Tricky attempt there after a strong serve from Brooks. Feels like the Lady Eagles are finally kind of settling into this second set. Tipped wide of the antenna.
And as a player and as a coach, this is what you want to see your team be able to do. After things have been a little bit frantic, to step in and calm things down.
All right, 13-7. We enter our first timeout of this second set. All right, 13-7. Lady Eagles lead in the second set after taking the first one 25-9. Carrie, what are you looking for them to really tighten up here to pull away in the second set?
Definitely serves, making sure they don't have any unforced errors on their serves, but otherwise just passing, getting just those clean, crisp passes up to their setters. That's what's going to make the biggest difference, I believe, in this game.
Really wide and too wide there for the outside attacker.
Those passes are the first step in the Eagles, as we've already talked about, dictating the pace of the game. This is a team that throughout the first set, they've demonstrated that they can really control the pace of the game and really control the game. But that really relies on cleaning up those fundamentals at every level, from serving to serve receive and so on.
Just wide there, the attack from Burns, and it gives the point to the Lady Eagles. Brooks, good serve. Attack here from the right side. Johnson out to Candle. Great set there by Johnson.
Good defense by Brooks to set up that set. And also Brooks has been doing a great job with this string of serves she's had, especially, you saw her disappointment after missing that serve in the first set.
Another strong serve there. Ball still up. Free ball comes over. Metzger. Johnson in the middle. Anderson, little low. Tipped over. Oh, and that one into the campfire.
A perfect pass by Metzger, though, putting that up. A little bit of mistiming between the first-year player Johnson with Anderson there in the middle.
Dug up. Johnson wide for Anderson, this time on the outside. And it'll be Maddie Quilty entering the front row for the Lady Eagles. Metzger gets it up high. Boyd in the middle for Anderson. Tipped deep. Played out of bounds. Off the touch, point for the Lady Eagles.
Lady Eagles have really been in a good rhythm the last couple of plays. A good rhythm. We've had a little bit of mistiming there between the setters and Anderson, but you like the fact that they were even given the opportunity to run those plays.
Free ball comes over. Anderson gets it to Boyd. Back set. Quilty with the roll down the line. She scores.
Another really smart play. That was a little bit of an offset for Quilty to work with there, but making the smart play going down the line even while she was rolling it over.
Michaela Kinney entering for the Lady Eagles. Coach Vanderbo really valuing getting some playing time for keeping everybody ready on that Lady Eagles squad. Metzger gets it up high. Boyd. Kinney right into the action. Dug up, but she scores.
Oh, and what a smart play by Kinney there. You know, as a senior, she's had a lot of experience, gotten a lot of game time over the last 3 years, and, you know, that's the exact play you would expect coming from her.
All right, 28, Lady Eagles starting to pull away in this second set. We'll take a quick break. .28 Lady Eagles lead in this second set. Boyd to serve. She's joined by Metzger and Brooks in the back row. Kinney, Anderson, and Quilty in the front row.
And Anderson and Quilty there in the front row putting up a strong enough blocking presence to force a tip from their opponents.
All right, and Carissa Crumley entering the game.
Another one of the freshmen joining the Eagles this season, coming in with a lot of height, a lot of welcomed height to the front row.
Tight blocked. Oh, that ball being ruled not in a joust position. Kind of an odd situation.
Close call there.
Yeah, but she gets right into the game with a block. You love to see these players come in ready.
Yeah.
And right into the action.
To be able to come off the bench like that and immediately apply the pressure that Crumley did, you know, that's a great sign for one of the freshmen on your team.
Yeah, that ball just got so close to being in a joust position, but you have to give the offense a chance to get their offense off. Crumley just going a little too quick there. Quilty. And the pass a little quick there. Knocked out of bounds. Point to the United States Sports Academy. Morin to serve. 21-10, Lady Eagles leading in this second set. Brooks gets it up high. Boyd back set. Michaela Kinney. She'll switch sides with Quilty. Attack out of the back row here. Down the line. Outside the line.
And another good play from Kinney. You know, we've seen her play all over the front row over her time on the team. This time swinging out of the right hitting position.
Yeah, she'll head back to serve now, 22-10. In the middle, blocked. Free ball comes over. Boyd in the middle for Crumley. Tipped. Handled by the Sports Academy, tipped over. Boyd. Brooks gets it to Quilty. Great swing, but we play on. Out of the back row, Boyd. Brooks. Metzger. Blocked. Tight. Brooks gets it up to Boyd. Back set for Quilty. Still in play. Free ball's going to come over. Lady Eagles look to set up their offense. In the middle, Crumley. Good rally here for both teams. Blocked, and the Lady Eagles score. Quilty and Crumley there on the front line.
The freshmen really making their presence known here at the end of the second set. And especially with, a lot of your freshmen here on the court, that shows a lot of discipline to continue a volley for that long to avoid mistakes, because the longer a volley continues, just the more pressure that builds up, the easier it is to make one of those unforced errors.
23-11 after the service error. Point goes over to the United States Sports Academy. Tyner to serve. Kinney. Boyd. Crumley with the big swing!
Really good swing from Crumley there from the right hitting position. And I already mentioned, where that Kinney has played every front row position, but she's been doing a great job there on back row playing defense as well in the last couple of plays, getting some really just solid quality passes up to the setter.
Crumley with the serve on set point, and it'll go back to United States Sports Academy. All right, some substitutions there. It puts the libero Hope Brooks eventually in for Crumley. Lamb to serve. Dug up high, tight. Oh, Boyd gets there. Quilty, good swing. In the middle. Tipped but not over, and the Lady Eagles will take set two. 25-12. Great set there for the Lady Eagles. And we will take a short break before we come back for set number 3.
Eagles volleyball players throughout mini volleyballs with player numbers on them. If you have the number 2 volleyball, you have won a prize. If you have the number 2 volleyball, come over to the scorer's table and claim your prize. Let's cheer on your Lady Eagles for the third set.
All right, welcome out to this third set here in our Tuesday evening match between the Pensacola Christian College Lady Eagles and the United States Sports Academy Eagles from Daphne, Alabama. Carrie, Lady Eagles with some really strong play to close out that second set. They won the first set by an even wider margin. What have you liked so far this evening, and what are you looking for in this third set?
I really liked the end of that second set, which I suppose is not surprising. The Eagles showed a lot of aggression. They were going after every ball, especially with a lot of the first-year or second-year players here on the team stepping in. They did a great job stepping up. For this particular set, I would like to see them carry all of that intensity from the end of the second set here at the beginning of the third set. You know, they got off to a little bit of a slow start in the second set, so seeing if they could really take control of this game earlier on.
Yeah, I kind of wonder if in that second set you had mentioned about maybe the energy they needed and not being able to carry it over from that first set. Those first and second year players supplied a lot of energy.
They really did.
At the end of that second set. Some big swings here early, but handled by the United States Sports Academy. Off the block there. This one tight. Over, looking for touch given.
One of the strong points from the second set as well was that the Lady Eagles had no hitting errors in the second set.
Deep off of the hands of Metzger.
And we see Metzger, you know, she's had a couple of those throughout this match so far. And the encouraging thing is that she's already done the hard work. She's gotten herself into position, read the ball well. Just a matter of getting that little extra inch or so.
Tight and down. Good swing there by Anderson to force the out-of-system error. Boyd to serve. Whiting, Anderson, Candle in the front row. Metzger, Brooks, and the server Boyd in the back row. Out of system, the free ball will come over. Whiting, Boyd, Anderson, just wide. Really tried to turn that thumb down to find that.
And you really like that intent by Anderson. It was a really good thought. That would be an incredible play if she got that one in.
McMurtry with the serve, too long. Point for the Lady Eagles. Candle to serve. Good one. Set in the middle, but too tight for Tucker to do anything with. 3-3. Ooh, that one a bit low from Candle. And a couple of subs coming for the United States Sports Academy.
You know, one of the marks of maturity in a team is to see how they respond to those unforced errors, because those are the types of errors that have the potential to really suck the energy off of the court. But sometimes you're helped out by another unforced error working in your favor.
Boyd, Anderson with the set. Whiting, Boyd dug up. Whiting gets it across to Metzger. Oh, Stevens takes it. Kind of an in-between ball, and Stevens went up really confidently. You like to see that out of her.
Yeah, Stevens in her second year, she's someone who's grown exponentially in her confidence and then in her hitting and blocking over the course of the last season.
A little bit off the net. Oh, it just was misread there by Candle. Finds that back line.
And this is the point again. Once again, you're tied 5-5, and this is a team that you know that this is already the point in the set where you want to be pulling ahead, establishing that firm lead.
Tyner to serve. Candle, Boyd, back set for Metzger. She makes the error there. That one finds just inside the back line between Brooks and Candle. You know, this is the Lady Eagles' first home midweek match. When they've had away matches, they haven't had to do classes all day before they've come out to play a volleyball game. A new experience maybe in that regard for some of these, definitely for the freshmen.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you go from preseason where all you're focusing on is volleyball, and then for this particular season, it's been a little unusual in that they've started off with a string of away games. And so now, you know, they're fully into the swing of all of their classes, learning how to balance all of the plates at once.
Free ball comes over. Brooks up to Whiting in the middle for Stevens. And a net violation gives the point to the Lady Eagles.
Oh, fortunate turn of events. Stevens knowing that swing was long as soon as she did it, but that net violation happening before the swing. And a good play, though. Good pass up, gave the opportunity to have that play in the middle.
Yeah, and it was a strong offensive attempt, you know, kind of forcing the error there from, forcing the opportunity for an error from the Sports Academy.
You really want to see some of your more experienced players at this point in a set step up and change the pace of, especially the energy right now. It's dipped a little bit with some of these unforced errors.
Whiting, back set for Metzger. Dug up. Boyd goes on two. Attack coming and out of bounds. And good response there from the Lady Eagles.
Yeah, and it was from your leadership on the team. You saw Metzger, you saw Brooks, you saw Whiting get involved initially in that play.
All right, Metzger to serve. Checking some rotation there. And she's ready to serve. Good one from Metzger. Brooks is there. Whiting gives it to Candle. Big swing blocked and out. Just tools the block. Brooks was right on top of it, though. She was there to make the play if necessary.
And that was one of the few opportunities we've seen Candle in this match feel like she had the opportunity to swing hard.
Yeah, just 4 attacks coming into this third set. Part of that a result of the Lady Eagles' good play elsewhere. Getting some substitutes in late. And that one, not sure if they'll give Stevens a block or a kill there, but she was right on that attempt by the on two from the United States Sports Academy. Rurik subbing in now for Stevens. 10-8, Lady Eagles lead. Metzger with the serve. Roll. Brooks gets there. Whiting gives it to Candle. Big swing, blocked. Candle. Brooks gives the free ball. Tipped wide. Point for the Lady Eagles. A little bit of maybe miscommunication there between Rurik and Whiting.
And once again, figuring out that chemistry when you're subbing in different positions than what you're used to, other than a person that you're not used to playing beside.
Deep. No touch given, point for the Lady Eagles. All right, we've seen Metzger string together a few good serves here. That consistency that we were looking for from the veterans on this Lady Eagles squad. Boyd with the swing, and it's down. We were looking for someone to kind of fill that gap of reducing those unforced errors from those Lady Eagles. Another good one.
You saw Metzger getting a little bit more comfortable, strung together a few serves in a row here, really letting out some power on that last serve.
14-8, Lady Eagles lead. Deep but played. Tipped. Up high, Whiting gets it to Candle. Off the block and scores. Strong swing there from Candle. Like to see that aggressiveness out of her. It forces the timeout. We'll take a short timeout as well. (15-8), Lady Eagles lead in this third set. They won the first set by scores of 25-9, 25-12. Looking to pull away in this third set. Metzger with another good serve. Big swing off some hands. Brooks gets there but couldn't quite get it to somebody. Good response out of the timeout.
And that's a tough hit to read. You know, Brooks was set up for where her shoulders were pointing, but when that ball catches a little tip from the block's hand, sometimes it just throws your entire read off.
Metzger. Whiting gets it up high for a Candle. Metzger's there. Whiting in the middle for Rurik. Finds the court. Little off speed, but gets the kill.
Yeah, she did a great job of pushing that all the way to the back. Those off-speed hits, when they go all the way to the back line, are really difficult to read. Because with those off-speed hits, it could just as easily go there to the center, to the middle of the campfire.
Yeah, I think we're checking the substitution here. And Anderson came in for Rurik. I'm wondering if Stevens needed to re-enter. Okay. They're getting it sorted out. Everything was fine. Brooks to serve. Good serve. Back set. Over the block, but in the net. Candle or Anderson. Let's see, Candle. So the violation was called on. 16-10. Tucker will enter for the United States Sports Academy. Joins McMurtry and Morin in the front row. I'm sorry, and Craig in the front row. Anderson tipped it. Back set. Whiting up high. Brooks. Candle with the attack. Good swing there. Up high, really tight. Keeps it inside the antenna. Whiting in the middle for Anderson. Still alive. Free ball comes over. Lady Eagles set up their offense. Wide for Candle. Whiting. Oh, Anderson! Really good offense.
So much
from
good
the Lady
play
Eagles
throughout that. You know, Candle has shown a really good ability throughout the course of this match with those out-of-system balls. But then Whiting just displaying all of her athleticism, reaching up and getting that ball and keeping it in play.
Yeah, just a couple of really fun, almost plays run there by the Lady Eagles. sent Anderson on the slide, but the ball actually came out to Candle, and she had, a one-on-one attempt that we're looking for the Lady Eagles trying to set up. Free ball over the head of the middle there. Boyd wide for Candle, blocked. Brooks gets it up. Metzger's there. Anderson gives the free ball.
Brooks has been doing a really good job of covering that block.
Candle. Boyd in the middle for Anderson, blocked. And she scores. And Macy Johnson will enter for Boyd. She'll serve and then come up to set. She'll get the ace, though.
Those are sometimes the hardest serves to follow up on, so looking for her to have some good control here on this next one.
And she does. Swung there by Craig. Brooks digs. It's an overpass, but unable to do much with it. Ooh, tight. Oh, a net violation by United States Sports Academy. Fortunate there for the Lady Eagles.
Those are the types of plays in a game like this where, you're glad to get the point for, but you want to make sure that you're cleaning up those mistakes for a little bit of a higher pressure situation.
Johnson, back set. Ooh, tight. Wide there for Whiting. And we'll see some substitutions. Crumley for Anderson. Kinney for Candle. 21-11, Lady Eagles lead. Oh, Whiting just misses on that pass. Metzger, good dig. Whiting with the swing, deep. We play on. Swung there. Metzger, Johnson, wide for Michaela Kinney. Dug up high, tight. Crumley, Metzger gets it up high for Kinney. And Kinney in the net, point for United States Sports Academy. Just a tick tight.
Some good attempts and some good defense, though, throughout that play.
Whiting gets it up. Johnson hits it back. Kinney with the roll. Tipped over. Metzger's there. Johnson, middle for Crumley. Tipped, and she scores. Really good court awareness there from Crumley.
Mm-hmm. And to be able to have that, in your freshman year, that makes you really excited to see how she's going to continue to develop.
Kinney with the serve. Ticks the tape, but it's over. Big swing. Johnson is there, but out of the reach of Kinney. 22-13, Lady Eagles lead. 22-14 now as United States Sports Academy makes some substitutions. Deep, too deep. Kinney lets it go. And Minton will enter for Crumley. Minton, good serve. Attack there in the middle. Johnson gets it to Minton. Metzger with the swing. Overpass. Rurik. We play on. Minton. Johnson. Metzger. Big swing, and she gets the kill. We've been waiting for that really in-system attack from Metzger.
Yeah, and she just hasn't been able to have the opportunity too many times throughout this match so far. So to get it here at the end of the third set, I know that felt good.
All right, Eagles fans on their feet for this match point. Minton gets it started. Off the net there, Minton. Johnson, back set for Whiting. Oh, it was down on the United States Sports Academy side, and that'll end this third set and the match, 25-14. Lady Eagles with a really strong performance in front of the home crowd this evening. We'll look forward to some good matches ahead. What have you seen this evening that you've liked?
This was a good opportunity, like I mentioned at the beginning of the match, to really establish, calm down after some away games that have been challenging in the last week or so, to calm down and really prove to yourself as a team what you're capable of at this point in the season. The Eagles are looking ahead to some potentially difficult matchups this weekend, so having this under their belts will give them a lot of momentum to carry forward into the weekend.
All right, we are excited for the Lady Eagles to win this match on this Tuesday evening. We're happy that you all have joined us for Lady Eagles volleyball this season. This Saturday, we'll host the first tri-match of the season beginning at 1 p.m. The Lady Eagles will host Freed-Hardeman University and Clinton College. Having never matched up against Freed-Hardeman and holding a historical record of 1-3 against Clinton, Lady Eagles hope to remain undefeated in the Nest. Tune in for the 1 p.m. and 5 p.m. matches this Saturday. Thanks again for joining us.